How's it going? Tonight's video is about commercial truck insurance. Fuel prices are double. The price of a used truck is more than double. Used trailers are double. Wages are double. Rates are double. Everything's up. And if you think that insurance this year is not going to double, guess what? I think you're in for a shock, because the asset values are much higher and more exposure. This video will talk about some of the scenarios, so thanks for watching. Hello there, how are we tonight? I'm going to talk a little bit about insurance and why I think that if Don Corleone ran it, we'd probably get a better deal. I pay over six figures for insurance every year, considerably over it. And for the first 2 years we had no claims at all, and every year it goes up. I know there's a cost of living increases and all that, but it's just very frustrating to deal with insurance companies. So we've had a few instances in the last 90 days that are going to direct how things go, and I should say that differently. It shows me the direction that insurance is going in. Okay, first thing is, in December 3rd, Wes was driving along, minding his own business on a 2-lane highway in Texas, put on his left signal, slowed down, went to make his manoeuvre, pulled to the left, and a semi-truck overtook him and smashed into the side of our truck. Not our fault. The steering linkage was broken, so we call a recovery truck, we do, and have them take it to their yard. They won't release that to us until, I've put it there, and they won't release that truck to us until the other guy's lawyers have had a look at it. So we've got to wait there till an adjuster gets there, then we've got to wait till the lawyers get there. The truck, 3 months tomorrow, that happened. And it's still in the shop, it's getting repaired now. So let me give you a wee lesson here, a small lesson, in why insurance is going to change. So let's assume the truck's worth 100,000 and it's an 80,000 repair. The salvage used to be maybe 10 grand. That's you at 90. So it's an economical thing for the insurance company to pay for the repair because they're 10 grand better off. Then you introduce loss of earnings to the equation. All right, so it's not my fault that somebody crashed into me. I'm entitled to be compensated for their mistake because I have got losses. The guy that hit us claimed that we were sitting stationary at the side of the road and we just pulled out in front of him with no indicators at the last minute. So once we told him with a dash cam, he sure changed his mind. I think that anybody that's making false insurance claims should be prosecuted and dealt with, maybe Don Corleone style, but to make that lie up, and then once we've got the dash cam footage, it says no, the truck was doing 70, 60, 50, 35 mile an hour. He made the Y turn and you overtook him. We were moving down the road, we weren't stationary. Oh well, sorry, I made that up. Nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to these people that commit that fraud. So on top of that, going back to the value of the vehicles, how things are going to change because parts are hard to come by, workshop time is hard to get. So that truck, by the time it got to the shop and everybody done all their jumping around, it takes 3 to 4 weeks for them to get the parts. And I think I'm lucky to get them at that amount of time. And then they got to fix it. So because it takes all that time, my loss of earnings is stretching and stretching and stretching. We're at 3 months now, and I've lost 3 months' revenue. I've also had to pay the insurance for 3 months, the road registration fees, the trailer payment, the truck payment. I've got all that to pay, never mind making any profit off it or getting any compensation for the damages. So what is going to happen? Because it's taken a long time to fix vehicles, think about this. All of a sudden the loss of earnings is at 3 months because of the world we live in these days. If a truck is worth 100,000 and it gets into a bump, it doesn't take much for a bump to be 50 grand in a repair in a semi-truck. But let's say that it's 50,000 for that repair. Because parts are hard to come by now, the salvage in a truck can be up around 20 grand, you know. So all of a sudden your repair at 50 becomes 70 because they can, if it's 50,000 that they've got to pay out, and then you can add in the salvage, that makes it 70. So there's only a $30,000 difference there that they're looking at dealing with. So your loss of earnings is getting much greater. So if they total that vehicle off quickly and pay you out quickly, that's the end of the matter. There's no loss of earnings involved anymore. You have a wreck, they look at it quickly, oh, totaled, get it going, there's your money, see ya. No loss of earnings to be worried into the equation. So I think you'll see a lot more vehicles totaled out, written off, and sent for salvage, because that's just a business decision for the insurance companies. It doesn't matter whether you've put money into it. We've rebuilt the engine in that, and we've redone put a brand new transmission in it and a bunch of other stuff, and it's a tidy truck. I'll be glad to get it back. That's one issue. Fraud is another one. Wes's truck that turned over, I think the tow bill to recover that, to put it on its wheels, drag it to the yard, storage and disposing of the load. And these recovery companies, the ones that I've come across, are bandits. They hold the equipment hostage. I've spoken to the insurance adjusters, and they've all told me the same. Every state's different. Fortunately for us with Wes's truck, it was in Louisiana, which is regulated by the state. But at the same time, the tow bill for that truck was just under 50 grand. You know. And on top of that, I was in Italy with my wife on a holiday, vacation, whatever you want to call it. Get a phone call from the adjuster and says, oh, just letting you know, we've paid out the truck. We won't be paying out the trailer because the VIN number is not on the policy. I said, well, what do you mean? He says, well, I've got you insured for 6 non-identified trailers. I said, yeah, but I've got a trailer interchange agreement, which means that I can pick up any trailer and hook it on to me, plus I'm paying this non-specified trailer with my interchange. Oh, I'll need to look into that. He looks into it. No, we won't paying it. That's only if you pick up a loaded trailer in somebody's yard and take it somewhere else. And that's not what it is. When we were in the oil field, you go down there, you have to sign a trailer interchange agreement. And when we went there, it was $40,000. And the reason that we have this policy is because we've done some power only loads lately. We're still doing oil field stuff. And they said, no, we're not paying it. So I get back here and I go in, I get hold of the broker, the agent, and say, hey, what the freaking heck's going on here? You guys are charging me for insurance and you haven't put the VIN numbers on the trucks, onto the policy. They were on the last policy. Why are they not on this policy with a new insurance company? Oh, we don't know. Oh, looks like that's maybe our fault. Okay, well, it's 42 grand that I'm going to lose if you've made a mistake. So I suggest have a little look at it. And then, lo and behold, 10 days later, lie in my bed, and because they're on the East Coast, the guy calls me at 10 after 6, and I thought, who the freaking heck's this so early? And I looked at it, hey, that's the adjuster guy. Answered the phone, he said, hey, we've had a look, and it's went all the way up the tree to top senior management, and they've decided that it's agent error, and we're going to pay out your trailer. I thought, okay, great, fantastic, that's good, that lets us replace it. Back to the start again. So that was that. You've got to fight for these things. Then when it's on the other side, with a trailer down and a truck in the oil field was backing into a spot in a parking lot in a truck stop with a chassis trailer, and the bits that stick out the side, there was no boxes on it. So it was quite low, no boxes on it, no sides. The driver had a senior moment, that, you know, it was our fault. And he, at the very back, the back of our trailer hit his back tire on his spread axle loaded trailer, right? So there's a lot of weight on it, and we burst the tire and dented the rim, and that was bad enough. It was hacked off at that. We paid for the tire and the rim that right there and then. Got the guy back on the road, mud flap, all that, whatever it was, damaged. It was $700 for a rim and a tire. All good. The guy that owned the truck called the cops to show up. You know, that, you know, how much do they have to do in Texas when they show up? And the cops just looked at it and said, nothing to do with us, private property, you fixed it, job's done. So that was that, all good. 3 days later, I get in my app in my phone, I get an insurance claim for this accident that we had in a truck stop in Texas. And I thought, what the freaking heck? We've paid for the damage, the thing's fixed. Get this, the driver is claiming injuries. Like, what the freaking heck was he doing? The back of your trailer burst a tire in his trailer that's loaded. Where was he? The truck backing into a space at the end of the space. How fast are you going? 1 mile an hour, maybe? Maybe 2. And it hit the tire, burst the tire. That's it. So, luckily for us, well, I've had a few scenarios, and Wes, to his credit, called the driver. Wes runs the oil field for us, and he said, take as many pictures as you can, distance ones, close-up ones, set up pictures, all that. So I sent some of them along to the adjuster, who called me about it later in the day, and I was hacked off. And they said, do you have pictures? I said, yeah. I sent them over, and they said, oh, we'll take this to a jury. We'll just send them these pictures, and that'll be the end of the matter. But it just shows you the low, despicable people that are in our industry that are going to claim physical injuries. The guy was out walking around the truck, everything totally fine, never said a word. Then he gets home and somebody whispers in his ear, hey, you could put a claim in, but unless you've got the pictures or the dash cam footage, you're screwed. I'm telling you, it's your word against theirs. Oh yeah, you hit the truck so fast, I fell out the bunk and I've sprained my neck. No way. The truck was almost at the end of the parking spot, and that's when it happened. You know, so insurance is, it will drive you round the bend. It has worn me down for the last 3 months dealing with 2 claims, and now this guy trying to claim physical damages for a tire getting popped. It just blows my mind. But you've still got to go through all the things, still got to go through all the procedures. And luckily, that for 10 days there, it looked like we were not going to get paid out for the trailer to replace it. So that's happening. Luckily, it could have gone the other way. It would probably more likely go the other way, that we wouldn't get paid out. And the guy said to me, you know, we do look for ways to pay the claim out. You know, we want to pay you out. I thought, so you freaking do, you lying toe rag. But it's just then the other guy calls up to pay the load. So the cargo was written off, $17,000 for a load of potatoes, and then because they had to go as a contract load, had to be there by a certain time, the people we were hauling for were delivering to Walmart, who they had to supply the potatoes, so they had to go to the market and buy them, and it cost them $4,000 more. And the insurance says, no, we don't pay that. That's not a loss I'm like, well, they're going to charge me the freaking £4,000 for the next load that we haul for them, or something like that. But it's, you know, when you get into trucking, it's great to think you're going to roll down the road and the sky is going to be blue and you're going to be making money every minute of the day and things are going to go well, but they don't. So things go wrong and you've got insurance to protect you. And sometimes I wonder if that's the deal. It's sold on the guise that it's protecting you, but I learned from an insurance broker when I had buses. He said the insurance is paid, when you pay your insurance, it doesn't go into a great big pot and sit there and then they pay the repairs out of it. The only thing for the insurance payments is that as soon as you get them, they're buying shares in the stock market. That money goes straight to buying shares, and so that they can make money with the money that you're paying them. And then their claims department deals with the money that gets dispersed to people. So it's really a front to get money in to play the stock market, and then if there's a claim, they pay it out. That's how insurance works. And when you understand that, you realise it's not just about playing the percentages and taking money in. They just want it to play the stocks. And that's probably why today Don Corleone, Warren Buffett has got Berkshire Hathaway. Their share price today is $486,000 per share. How would you like to have two of them? Berkshire Hathaway, they've came out and they're changing from what I've heard, they're changing the landscape for commercial truck insurance for over the road, because I was told that if you're an Idaho-based trucking company, you can only have Idaho licensed drivers. Same as if you're in Colorado, it's got to be Colorado drivers. And so that's going to probably take them out of the market for a lot of the over-the-road stuff. You know, I don't think I've got an Idaho licensed driver other than myself. Guys in Vegas and the Carolinas and Texas and stuff. So, but that's my scenario with the insurance. It will bog you down if you have a bump. Take pictures if you can get a dash cam, or Samsara ELD has got a cat dash cam that we pay extra for, and it has been invaluable. You know, it's saved us that claim. We will get lots of earnings on it because of that dash cam. The one that happened in the truck stop because the driver took pictures, we will get that taken care of. If you don't have the evidence, your insurance company can't go to bat for you. So I would suggest that you get that. And if you do have a bump, don't be pushing the insurance company. Try and just go, right, this incident here, I'm putting that to the side. I'm not going to think about it, because if I think about it for 3 months and try to push it, it's like trying to push water up a hill. They will do it in their own time. You can make a wee call, but don't be putting yourself under pressure thinking it's going to happen quickly, because it's not. You just get used to the fact that your truck's off the road. Come up with something else while your truck's getting put in the road, and don't be pushing and don't be impatient, because if you do, you'll have a nervous breakdown. It'll drive you crazy. Thanks for watching. I've rambled a bit here, but it's a big subject and I find it quite frustrating to deal with it, and it's costs you a lot of money every month to have the aggro. So thanks for watching. See ya.